Hey guys, welcome to episode 21 of Building a Clone Base. In last week's video we did a ton on the outside, so to switch things up we'll be working on the inside of the mock today. If we go over the inside of the mock, you can see that there is a ton of things that we need to be doing, and in today's video we will mostly be reworking a ton of things. These two pillars will go and we'll be remaking them. These top parts need to be different. This thing is gonna be scrapped and completely built again. We're gonna start working on this and making it look way better, as well as destroying all the cracks and making them look better as well. This will probably get a bit more reworked, and then on the outside we'll scrap off a little layer of these to make the transition to the top part way better. And that's basically what we'll be doing today, guys. I already did a little work on the inside and made this cool looking pillar that you can find on Tips and Bricks, their Instagram page. Really like this one, might use it a couple more times in the mock, but that's it for now. Let's get into the building. Let's get started with a quick little haul. We got ourselves a couple of different things. First of all, we have 1x3 dark blue gray. We needed more for the mountain, and frankly we can never have enough of these bricks because we always use them to fill up some little gaps. Then the brother in light blue gray, same thing applies, always need more of them. These ones will be very useful to finish the inside of the building of the mock. Then we got a couple of 1x2 dark tan plates. These are for finishing off some details on the patches on the outside of the base. And then we have one big bag with a lot of different parts, some miscellaneous stuff, some things that we specifically ordered to finish off our detailing and designs, and then a couple more big plates for on top of the mock. So yeah guys, let's continue building. After a bit of work, you guys probably saw that we lowered this area. We still have this nice design in them, but we lowered this quite a bit, and we also took out this whole section. Even furthermore, we took out a little bit of this rock work. This is all for one really obvious reason, and that's that we want to make a nice gradual slope section over here, and we just realized that this was way too high to make a nice crossover section. So we just dropped everything, took this out, because we're not quite sure how we're gonna do this, and we wanted to have a bit of playing room to be safe when doing this. This thing, we just took it out because the design that we want to do, we hadn't come around doing it, and we just put something in place of it for now until we figured out what we really wanted to do. So we just took this section out completely, and then I also turned on the lights to show you guys that we actually did a new path design in this. Changed a couple things around because we figured that it worked a bit better. So yeah, that's what we did over here. And then lastly, on the table over there are my designs for the columns. So now I'm just quickly gonna install these columns. So guys, the first two pillars are in, and as you guys can see, it looks really clean. Like the way this looks on the other side, I kept it very clean as well. Hope you guys like that. They are very sturdy now. Like an issue we had in the past was when with this piece there was nothing behind it to keep it safe, so it always fell inside. And now we've changed that, so you can push on it as much as you want. There's not a lot that's gonna happen. Now I'm gonna do the other two, and we realized that we needed to redesign this whole section to fit the duplication of these pillars. It's really tedious because it's on the edge of a base plate, so I'm not gonna show me trying to build this in a time lapse because I feel like it's gonna be so boring, and yeah, it's just gonna be boring and not that interesting for you guys to see. So I'll just magically snap my fingers and then you'll see the end result. It took me quite a while, but as you guys can see, I managed to make those two columns look really cool. Very happy with the way these pillars turned out. Little peek inside at how they look. Still need to get a couple of pieces to finish off the back pillar. But yeah, besides that, these two are finished and now we have some really good support to basically put on the top of the base. I'm really hyped to get this progress in. Now I'm gonna probably tile this off and see if I can make that side a bit more sturdy. And I'm gonna try to figure out a way to make this look at least decently good and hopefully really nice. So bear with me guys whilst I get some more progress done for today. So after quite a lot of work, I made up a new way for this whole section. Lowered everything. Like if you remember, in the past we had this section, like this section the same as this, and that was basically taking one of these big tiles, let me see if I can get one of these big tiles, and it would slide underneath like a layer of 2x2 tiles, and it really didn't look that appealing to us. So now I just made a new version where everything slides cleanly over each other. So this is like the really nice way to do it. Everything is now leveled off in the whole hangar. This should really give it a way cleaner look. I'm probably gonna order myself quite a bit more of these tubes just to make it curve a little easier, because I feel like the way we did this, it works but it isn't as clean. So I'm gonna look at getting a couple more of these tubes and hopefully I can get some more progress in a couple of seconds. Promised I did some more work and finished off this whole railing design. I went through the whole base until there, and I think it looks way cleaner than the version that we had before that was like one plate higher. This way it will just fit in really snug with the rest of the tiling of the hangar and the rest of the mock. And now I've been working on the next section. As you guys can see, I took out this whole thing, and the main reason is because I came up with a new design that I'll show you guys over here. This is just a little wall detailing that I made. I think it looks quite nice in Republic colors, of course. And I want to make it so that it fits in over here. That way I can just make this back wall all random filler colors and you won't see it. So yeah, I'm just gonna build it on this with a time lapse. So yeah, here we go guys.
So guys, as you saw in the background where Geoffrey was working on that, I am working on this area here. I'm basically like destroying all the progress we've made so far, but that's for the good cause. Our plans are to make this lower because it was a bit too high. So like one big positive is we spare bricks. Another big positive, we can start working on the roof area. So our plan was to really destroy everything here. This part also needs to go. Then we can fix this whole wall with a light, but that's for a light episode. And we can plate this whole area off. And we really want to take this whole area, plate it all off. And then we can build another mountain, a smaller version, I think like 1/3 of this here on this area. So we have like a lower section of terrain and then another higher section of terrain that is the same height as that there. So we can take this over here and take this over here and then create a nice lid around it that starts on that point and ends here. So that's our plan with the roof. That's why we're destroying this. And then hopefully this episode, no idea, I can already start taking a look at this here, plate this off and maybe start doing some terrain here above. And of course, by making this lower, the gate there is a bit easier to do. And yeah, that's basically it. So without anything further to say, let's continue this here.
So I put this little project on a hold for a second, and I wanted to show you guys something else that I've been working on off camera. Like, you guys probably remember this section from the mock, but I figured I'd take this out because it slopes in like outward, and we needed to slope inward, inverted, to make our roof a little bit sturdier. So I've come up with a totally different design, and I'm gonna need to pop that on for a second so you guys can see. On the side, here we go. Yeah, it's really nice that it inverts quite a bit, so we have a lot of extra studs to work with if we want to make the roof section. And the reason that I put this project on hold is because I want to see if I can make this a little longer and possibly try to connect it with this little section. Since this is gonna go on top when we build the top part, we don't really need to think about how it overlaps with other base plates. So yeah guys, I'll keep working on this section.
So guys, like I said earlier, I was working on removing all this rockwork here to make this better, and I did the improvements over here. This is the end result. It looks 10 times better, but really 10 times better than it was before. It's also 10 times sturdier than it was before, and the cable management is 10 times better than before. So this looks way better. I don't think we will maybe I find another footage, like comparison footage. I don't think I will, but maybe I'll try. But yeah, these are the new cracks. This looks way more natural. Really loving all these cracks, especially this one here in the corner. I think this looks pretty cool here. So I'm very happy with that. We still have our light here. So yeah, that's basically what I've done on this end here. Also fix the rockwork up here. That part there I still need to do, but yeah, we'll see how far we can get with this. But let's put this over there and continue the build, guys.
So we did quite a lot of work, and as you guys can see, the hangar is looking really clean, completely tiled up except for this little part, because we are searching for those. We're pretty sure that we have them, but we can't seem to find them just yet. So if we find them, we'll put those in. Then this is a completely empty section. As you guys can see, there are two 16 by 16 plates over here. This is because we're planning on building a couple more rooms over here. We're wanting to add a med bay and then some sort of command section, like 2 floors on top of this. And that's basically the room that we planned out for those. And then if you go look over there, you can see that I have been working on a little design for above the gate. This little undersides, like underneath the glass, I want to flip this and also add it on the top over here. But I don't have the pieces for that one just yet, so an order is booked and you'll see the haul in a couple of seconds in the video probably. And then over here you can see the somewhat finished result of this whole rework. Overall, the hangar is looking really clean as of now, and we're gonna continue working on this section in the remainder of the video. So guys, I did some more work. As you guys can see, I connected the top part to this part of the wall, and I also made a little version of this one because I felt like this would be a bit of an empty space and I figured it would fit nicely together. I also did a back facade of the rockwork. If I go to the other side, you can see that it fits in rather nicely with the rest of the rockwork. Added some extra details because I thought it fitted, and yeah, that's basically the progress that I've made now. We are thinking about extending the rockwork a little bit more over here, like on top of it, because there will be a platform right resting on this little section and going across, basically going across this whole thing. I'm not really sure how we're gonna do it yet, but I left some space for the connection right here. This side I didn't connect yet because I'm not really certain how we're gonna do this yet. We're reworking it a bit more to look more symmetric to this side, and now I'm just gonna start working on this. We figured it didn't fit in that nicely, so we're just gonna scrap the whole thing and start redesigning it.
So guys, as you can see, we've been working on this area a lot, like we said in last clip. Basically fixed this area. Now this line is right in the middle of this, so we can make a nice design here before we start working on our beautiful stained glass window that you can see from the convention area. You can also see in the corner of your eye that we've been reworking this area like we said before. I also destroyed this top part just to make it all better, more sturdy, more durable for transportation, as well as make it a bit like more symmetric. This side was way different than that side, so now we can match those sides together and have a nice symmetrical like view from this angle. So I'm gonna continue working on that and then we'll be back with another clip.
As you guys can see, we just finished this big gate section. The new design looks way better than the old one in my opinion, and now the whole thing is actually symmetrical, which wasn't the case with the first design. So now let me quickly move to the inside and then you guys can see how it looks from this angle. The design is switched, so it works from both sides. It looks really nice and it flows really well together with the other section, and luckily we still managed to add this little light into it. So now there's not a lot left for me to do except to talk about the next thing that we will be building on the inside, and that's gonna be 2 floors, this one and then a floor on top of it. This one will be the med bay. We are planning to have a couple of those Bacta tanks over here, like maybe 2, maybe 3, depending on how much we will be able to fit into it. And then over here we have a couple of tables for like surgeries and other stuff. We left a little bit of empty space because we aren't completely sure how we are going to do it, but that's the main idea that we have, and of course we left an opening for a door over here. Then the main thing that we are planning to do is add another floor on top of this one, and that one will be around the same height as the pillars and the rest of the base, so that we can put our roof section really easy onto it. And that one will be our command center. We'll have like some holo tables, some big screens with information put on top of it. It will be a bit of a hectic scene since there's a massive attack coming in, so that's the main idea for that section.
So guys, that will be it for this week's episode of Building a Clone Base, and oh boy, we're happy with the progress. We worked on this main gate section. This looks 10 times better than last time and is way more symmetrical. Other than that, we of course worked on the inside of the base. We mainly worked on those pillars. Very happy with how those bad boys turned out. I think they make the base way more awesome. Then we also worked on this section here. So in another episode we can really start working on the roof, make that beautiful, because yeah, we're really looking forward to having a roof on top of it to really finish it off. Then we worked on this little area here. Very happy with the dark red details in there. Pretty happy that we could manage to make like a mini version of that big one. Very happy with that. Of course we worked on this area, improved that. That needed a lot of improvement. This is way better now, looks better, and also the cable management there with the light is also way better, so that's very nice. In another episode we will be reworking this bit here and then finishing off that bit, and other than that we are really excited to work on this area, finish that off. So guys, if you enjoyed, definitely drop us a like, leave a comment down below, comment your thoughts about the inside here. Give some ideas for the medical bay, what do you guys want to see in there, and other than that definitely subscribe because we don't want to miss out on future episodes of Building a Clone Base.